we can add shapes and lines into our slides in order to spice them up a little bit in order to make them look a little bit nicer. So up on my toolbar here, one of the options is the shape tool. So it has a little circle and a square. And when I click on that, it actually gives me a bunch of different options. So if I go into shapes, I have just regular geometric shapes as well as some things like smiley faces, hearts, lightning bolts. You also have arrows, different callouts, so things like speech bubbles, and then tools for equations as well. So I'm going to go in and right now I'll just choose a sun to add in. So when I have it, you'll see that it gives me this little plus sign, and you can drag out your sun in order to add it on. Now, if you want to make sure that it stays perfectly symmetrical, if you hold down the Shift key while you drag it out, then it won't let you stretch it out in any way. So right now I'm holding down the Shift key and then dragging, and you can see that it does not let it become anything other than a circle. And you can actually, sometimes you'll have this little yellow line here, and by moving it in or out, you can actually change up the shape of your sun or whatever object it is as well. So now that I have this and I have it clicked on, I have a few different options up here. So one of them is a fill color. So if I take this paint bucket, it will actually choose the color that goes inside of my sun. So I could do something like a yellow or an orange, something like that. So you can see that my paint bucket allows me to do the inside. I could also even do transparent, where you can actually see through it, and the only thing that you'd see is the lines on the outside. But I'm going to leave it yellow for now. And then this line color will be the lines that go around the outside. So maybe I could do black, and I can even change the line weight, so that's how thick that line is. So if I do something like 4 pixels, then you see that that black line around the outside becomes much larger. And any color that I choose, that's going to be the one that goes on the outside. So maybe I think that orange and yellow looks nice together. And I'm going to move this around just by clicking on it and dragging it around. Now let's say I want to add another shape in. So now I'm going to add in a cloud. So I add in my cloud, and I don't want that to be that same color, so I can go back to my paint bucket, choose what color I want it to be. So I can do something like this, and again I can change that line around the outside to be whatever it is that I want. Now I kind of like this because it actually shows the cloud in front of my sun, but let's say that for some reason I wanted to change that up and I wanted my sun to be in front of my cloud. If I have my sun clicked on, I can go to Arrange and Order, and I want to bring my sun forward, so I want to bring it on top of the cloud. So if I bring it forward, then that will bring it on top of the cloud. If I wanted to change that, then I could do, with the sun clicked on, I could go to Send to Back, or send to back, which would send it behind everything, including my text, or just send backwards, and it will just send it back one layer at a time. So if I do that, I'm going to do send to back because I want my text to go over. So now I have these 2 different objects here, and I can change them up however I need to by playing around with the order. So I'm going to have my sun behind my cloud. I have my text here, which I can then change up however I need to. Now you can also add in lines as well. So besides just our shapes, we have a line tool. And if I go through, there's all sorts of different options here. So you can use scribbles, lines. I'm just going to show you just a regular line just for right now. And if you go to drag this out, now you'll notice that it kind of freely lets you move that line around. But if I want to make sure that I have a straight line, again, holding down Shift will keep it perfectly straight, and then I can just drag across. And just like before, I have this pencil option. You'll notice that I don't have a paint bucket this time, so the pencil will just choose what my line looks like, so what color it is, and again, this button right next to it will allow me to change up the thickness of my line. So now you can see that I have my line in here, and just from doing that I've just added a little bit more onto my slide, which you can obviously play around with in order to get it to look the way that you want.